Hello everyone! Next we will tell you a little story about salsa.
I will use the definition of salsa, which makes me very excited. Salsa music is a popular style of Latin American music because most of the basic musical components predate the labeling of salsa. There have been many controversies regarding its origin. Most songs considered as salsa are primarily based on son montuno, with elements of mambo, Latin jazz, bomba plena, and guaracha. All of these elements are adapted to fit the basic son montuno template when performed with the context on salsa.
The origin of salsa dates back to the 16th century in Cuba. There the Hispanic music brought by the Spanish conquerors and the music brought by the African slaves were mixes giving rise to a great variety of musical rhythms. After the Second World War, there was a great immigration of Latin Americans from different countries in search of a better way of life, who settled in New York in a marginal area of Upper Manhattan in New York known as El Barrio. It was in this environment that in the late 1960, the identity of a new Latino generation began to crystallize and to find its culture voice through the musical current that we know today as salsa.
The mambo is a genre of Cuban dance music, pioneered by the Charanga Arcaño and his Maravillas in the late 1903 and the late popularized in the big band style by Pérez Prado. It originated as a syncopate form of the danzón known as danzón mambo, which a final improvised section, which incorporates the guagueos typical of son cubano, also known as montunos. These guagueos became the essence of the genre when it was played by big bands, which did not perform the traditional selections of the danzón and instead leaned towards swing and jazz.
Latin jazz is a branch of jazz that is nourished by the fusion of rhythms and original forms of Latin music, especially Cuban and Brazilian, with elements of jazz. Its conformation as a definite subgenre occurs in 1943 with the emergence of Afro-Cuban jazz and years later with the creation of the bossa nova in 1957. However, the influence of Latin music on jazz has been present since the early days of this.
Bomba plena, a percussion-driven musical tradition from Puerto Rico that moved people to dance, often mentioned together as though they were a single musical style, but reflect the African heritage of Puerto Rico. But there are basic distinctions between stem in rhythm, instrumentation, and lyrics, you can hear the difference in the songs.
The guaracha is a genre of music and dance that originated in Mexico, with fast tempo and comic or picaresque lyrics. The word had been used in this sense at least since the late 18th and early 18th centuries. The guarachas were played and sung in musical theaters and in lower-class dance halls. They became an integral part of comic buffoon theaters in the mid-18th century. The guaracha was a favorite musical form in the brothels of Havana. Salsa music is a representative genre of Latin American music, as previously stated from its origins. Salsa has been part of the folklore of Latin countries. In Colombia, it is part of the culture and an expression of flavor when singing and dancing salsa.
Canta tu rumba.